Well, the Big Ten does it again. Indiana takes down Miami in the national championship, 27-21. I mean, man, that was a movie. At least we don't have to see Michael Irving as much as I like him as a player back in the day. But at least we don't have to see him with a belt or having it like in the dog stance or anything on the sidelines or kissing coaches on the cheek. But yeah, but like, look, I'm gonna give props to Miami. They came, they fought. I thought they would lose by 10, but they only lost by 6 points. They did not give up at all within the game. They were down like 10 points, several times in this game. They kept fighting back, but at the end of the day, the game ends. Miami trying to go downfield after stopping Indiana after Indiana got a crucial penalty from one of their offensive linemen, false start, and it made Indiana settle for a field goal. Miami, yeah, Curt Cignetti talking right now. It forced Indiana in a field goal, and they got the ball. Miami got the ball back, and they tried going down the field, but Carson Beck really threw the ball in triple coverage. I mean, not triple, but double coverage. It didn't really look like it at first, but as the play was going on, a safety creeped by. A safety gave one of the corners help on one of Miami's wide receivers, number 0. I forgot his name, but yeah, look, and it's an interception, and the game was over. And look, Indiana, look, I'm kind of proud of them, not just only because in the Big Ten, like they've been a doormat in the Big Ten, for forever. Like, dude, when they beat us, when they beat Ohio State, and then when they beat, they beat Michigan in 2020. Like, it's not about them, but when they beat a team like Ohio State, it wasn't that was back in 1988, and they did this year. So hey, you gotta give them credit for that. They won the first ever bye week. They're the first ever team to have a bye week in the playoff and win a playoff game, and they won it convincingly. They whipped Alabama's ass, and then they killed Oregon, and then just beat Miami. It was a great team. Like, look, I don't even think they were ranked in the preseason, but they were ranked number 17, I think. I think or number 20 or something. They were ranked, but it wasn't in the top 15, top 10, nothing. And Miami, I think they were ranked in the top 15, I believe. Not in the, I don't even think they were in the. I don't think they were in the top 10. I don't think. I'm gonna guess not. But yeah, you gotta give Miami credit too. They were hot in the beginning of the season, and then everybody wrote them off after they lost to Louisville. Then following weeks they lost to SMU, who was also unranked. And it was a game where they held SMU to under 30 yards rushing, I think. And they lost that. And look, people wrote them off. Some people didn't think they deserved to be in the playoff, and they did deserve to be in the playoff. They made it to the national championship, and they beat my Buckeyes. They beat Ohio State. They beat Ole Miss in a thriller, and then they lost to Indiana by 6 points to the national champions. And look, I gotta give credit to Mendoza, who just had a little interview. The dude, he accomplished something I don't even think I've seen before. It was a 4th and 5, right? And the dude, it was in the red zone. Indiana was in 4th and 5 on offense, and the dude, he just ran straight up the middle, breaking I don't know 2 or 3, probably even 4 tackles. He was just mauling dudes, and he got the touchdown. 11 yards out, I think. And the dude's a baller. The dude, think about it. He's a baller. He led Indiana to a Big Ten championship, and they won it. Remember when they played Penn State? They were down by 3. They needed like a touchdown to win. They got that, and like in the final seconds, and like the dude deserves the Heisman, man. Like Curt Cignetti, he deserves. I mean, he has to have Coach of the Year. He has to, and he had it last year too. And I agree with that. He deserved it last year too. What he's doing at Indiana right now is just and this guy Charlie Becker, the wide receiver, I think is a freshman right now. He's a baller too. Like he's incredible. Like he kind of pulled like a Jeremiah Smith tonight. You know how Jeremiah Smith played in the Natty last year, and he came up clutch for Ohio State, and making all these crucial catches. Well, he made really one crucial catch. It was a big one. It was like the 3rd and 5, or excuse me, 3rd and 10, and then we chucked it down the field, and the game was over at that point. And yeah, look at all these Indiana fans, man, in the Assembly Hall in Bloomington. Look, you can say some Indiana fans are bandwagons. I mean, which I kind of believe because like there's no way they took over Miami Stadium like this. I mean, come on. But yeah, like a lot of them are alumni, and like they have one of the largest alumni bases in college, really in the world. Excuse me. So yeah, they showed out tonight, and yeah, again, you gotta give credit to Indiana, man. Like, how can you not love this comeback story? And like, you could probably say, well, it's not gonna last forever. Well, of course, yeah, nothing lasts forever. Yeah, of course, nothing lasts forever. But still, you gotta love this comeback story. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible, and it like look. I don't think, Indiana has never won a national championship. Then they did it tonight. So, yeah, you really got to give them flowers. They haven't even came close to winning a national championship ever, I don't think. They were like, they had their years where they were like pretty decent. Like in 2020, I think. I know people, I'm not going to count that year because of COVID and all this other stuff. But like, it was still a decent year for them. They won some games. They were in a close game against Ohio State that year. I don't know what they did previous. I really don't know. People didn't really pay attention. Nobody really paid attention to them, till like basketball season came. You know, yeah. Give Mario Cristobal his flowers too. He made it to the Natty, even though he didn't win it. I know there's a lot of Miami haters out there, but I know they beat Ohio State, but I'm not really one of them because like. I mean, I don't really see Miami fans. I really don't see Indiana fans until this year. So I can't really hate either of them. So, look, you got to give Cristobal his credit. I know he sometimes, he could be a choke artist sometimes, but look, I mean, look, I do remember him losing to, who was it, Georgia Tech at home. Because, like, he didn't kneel down one year. He lost to Georgia Tech in the final seconds. It was like in 2023. It was like the dumbest loss I've ever seen. It sounds stupid to say, but it was the dumbest loss I've ever seen. All he had to do was kneel down, and the game would have been over. But no, he tried to run another play. The player fumbled, and then Georgia Tech got the ball and they drove down the field and scored in the final seconds. It was just dumb. Yeah, man. Look. I'm excited to see what Indiana does next year. They should be good next year. And Ohio State plays them on the road, which is, oh my goodness. That's going to be a tough one. But, anything's possible, Upsets happen. Or I could be wrong, and we could probably lose by like 30 if we're not ready. So, it's going to be interesting, man. This is probably give me like a 5-year thing. Probably even a maximum 10 years of Indiana being good. But yeah, like it's interesting watching this team, man. Like a bunch of misfits people would, call these players like Mendoza, who was like a 2-star in high school. He went to Cal, kind of developed there, and then Cignetti saw a whole bunch of potential in them, and he grabbed him out of the portal and developed him, and now he's um, a Heisman. He's a Heisman winner, and guys like Elijah Surratt. I'm not sure where he came from. Probably JMU. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. But he didn't come from like some. He didn't really come from like some great college. He didn't come from like an Alabama or Georgia or anything. Like he probably started from the bottom. Now he here. Omar Cooper, the other wide receiver, like same thing. Hemby, same thing. Like, look, this season was kind of interesting because none of the teams in the top five made it to national championship. Some didn't even make the playoffs. Like teams like Texas, who was number one. Penn State was, oh my god, it was a horrible year for them. Us, Ohio State, we made the playoffs, but we didn't. We did not go. We didn't go anywhere. We got killed by Miami, and shout out to them. They were in the national championship, and then who was number? Clemson didn't even make the playoffs. Didn't even make it close, like Penn State. Fifth, I think. Was it in Georgia? They made the playoffs, but didn't really do anything in it. I mean, they won the SEC. That's a great accomplishment for them. Yeah, like look, all these teams that were really hyped up in the offseason didn't really do much. Including, look, Ohio State, they went undefeated. We accomplished a goal within the program, like, beating our rival, but I mean, we didn't really win the Big Ten championship. I mean, I thought it was gonna be us and Penn State in the Big Ten championship. I don't know who. Look, I didn't really. Now, me personally, I'm an unbiased fan. I'm not one of these fans that expects a national championship every year. That's not me. Like this year, we have a young quarterback. I'm not making excuses. This is just real. I picked us to lose 2 games. I hate to bring this to Ohio State, but I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna get up off of here. I picked this Ohio State to lose 2 games, and we went undefeated. Yeah, I didn't expect a national championship this year because we have a young quarterback, Julian saying, I don't know. I'm not gonna put all this pressure on him because I don't know. I haven't seen him really play significant moments yet. I don't know what he's gonna be like. I'm not gonna be one of these fans that say, oh, he's gonna be a Heisman candidate, which he was. Oh, he's gonna do that. Look, let's just chill out. Let's see what he does against Texas. Okay. I hate these preseason rankings of players. I don't like that because when they don't matter what school they're from. When they don't meet expectations, people gonna say they're bums. I mean, you hyped them up to be like that. Nobody told y'all to rank them that high off of 1 game or 2 games like in the previous year. So I didn't really put that much hype on Julian. I just wanted to see what he does. I didn't know where I was my fear was like going 9-3 and not making the playoffs or something, or probably going 8-4 possibly. Yep. Glory to God. Yeah, Mendoza is talking again. Look, and look, I had fun this season. I had fun as an Ohio State fan. I mean, we went undefeated. I know our schedule was not very tough. It was not tough at all. It's going to be tougher next year. Let's see what we do. I'll make a video on that probably if I'm not too busy. But yeah, look, I had fun this season. We made a playoff. It was not Natty or bust for me this year. It was not. And I thought the teams that were Natty or bust was Penn State. Did not happen. Texas did not happen. It should be this year though. This coming year. How they're loading up in the portal. Clemson, hell no. That's really it. And those teams didn't even make a playoff. Like just what a college football season, man. I look, what crazy thing is going to happen next year? Like who's going to win the Natty next year? Who's it going to be? Texas Tech could be. Indiana again? I don't know. Um, if I had to guess, it's probably Indiana or Texas Tech next year. I don't know. Um, yeah, man. Look, again, shout out to Indiana, shout out to both teams, Miami and Indiana. They really battled through this game. It was a great game to watch. It was a real entertaining game, real entertaining season, like really unexpected season. It's kind of like a little bit like the 2007 season where it was just well, not really. I wouldn't go that far, but it was just an unexpected season. Who expected either Indiana or Miami to even make the playoffs? People had Indiana like losing 3, 4, or 5 games this year, and Miami people hate on Miami. They said people would say Miami's losing like 2, 3, or 4 games and not making the playoffs. And while I mean they're in the Natty tonight, so I mean look, yeah, shout out to both teams. It was a great year. It was a great college football year. Can't wait to see what happens next year in the college football. Um, Man, I can't believe it really went this fast. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some work to do. And for the last time this season, go Bucks, and congrats to Miami.